Hello, what's up? Hello. We are live. Welcome. Let me get my little microphone on here. Welcome to our second YouTube Live. I cannot wait to get going and talking about everything. Let me get this plugged in here. Make sure you guys can all hear me still. Welcome, it's Friday. I'm so excited. Okay, let me wait just a little minute to get more. Let's see, what am I doing here? Hi, I have new people. Okay, I'm just trying to get, let's see, how do I share this again? I'm still so new to this that participants pop out. So new to this. Well, I'll just keep going. All right, welcome to today's Life with Herpes YouTube Live. I have some music on in the background. Does it bother you guys? Give me a chat if it does, but I think it's kind of cool to have some music going on. Of course, right now it's a Pandora advertisement, right? Of course. But yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. Let me make sure that I let everyone know in our Slack group that we're live. I just want to that out there. We are live. All right, so I'm super excited for today's YouTube Live. Welcome. I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I am host of the podcast YouTube channel, creator and founder of Life with Herpes. So as you know, if you are part of the community, you know that I do have herpes. I do have genital herpes. And I have created this community for people just like you and me who have it. I know when I was first diagnosed back in 2011, I think when that was, back in 2011, I was absolutely devastated, heartbroken. I saw, all my hopes and dreams just flood, right? Just leave, not flood in a good way, flood in a bad way. And I thought everything was absolutely crushed. So I want to let you all know that it will be absolutely okay, especially if you were just now diagnosed. It is absolutely the roller coaster. Fast forward since 2011, it's 2018, 7 years later. I've learned to create a more beautiful life than I had before. I am married, happily married, and feel so grateful that I'm able to be here with you and be your guide and your ray of light through this hard time. So basically the format for today, if you are new, what I will do is I will answer questions. A couple of you sent some questions in earlier from the last couple of days. So I do have some questions. If you have a question, go on ahead and ask it. You can put it in the chat box. Go on ahead and ask, and I look forward to answering it for you. All right, so let me get my screen all set up. So as you know, you can't always get it all. Gotta get it all organized. Let me just get that over there, and I lost this. And let me go small there, and there we go. Does everybody have good plans for this weekend? It's Easter weekend. If you have kids, some of your kids are on spring break this weekend. Some are this weekend. This week, some are on spring break next week. So spring break, it's beautiful in Las Vegas. It's probably in the 80s. I'm so excited. All right, let me get right to it. So I got a question coming in from, here's the question. As a woman, how do you know if I'm having an outbreak? If I've never experienced that before, how do I know if it's an actual outbreak or something minor as a yeast infection? Okay, this is a really great question. And from a lot of women, I know myself included, and I hear a lot of people in our community over at the Life with Herpes community. Oh, by the way, if you're not a member yet, go to lifewithherpes.com, join, it's free. Okay, my little plug. But what I hear a lot in our chatter, and that is a lot of women were diagnosed with herpes as well as a yeast infection, as well as maybe throw in a bladder infection or a BV, vaginal bacterial vaginitis. So what happens, unfortunately, is I think we just get a whole bunch of stuff going on in that region. And a lot of our signs and symptoms are pretty similar. So to answer your question, if you've never had an outbreak, but you know you have herpes, so I'm not sure if you have herpes or don't have herpes, but let's go with you have herpes. You were aware that you have herpes. Your doctor told you, and so therefore you know you have herpes. Then it's going to be up to you to learn to find your symptoms. Everybody has a little bit different symptoms. The biggies are soreness, pain when touching, itching, kind of like hot spots, like a nerve sensitization, sensitive nerve stuff. That's kind of, or a blister. Obviously, a blister would be one as well. So that's kind of a sign of an outbreak. My computer just froze. I'm sorry. That's a sign of an outbreak. As far as a yeast infection, that's very different. A yeast infection actually it is itchy, it is painful, you are swollen, but yeast infection, you have a very thick discharge. Where with herpes, an outbreak, you don't have that heavy discharge. So that would be something to keep in mind. I do want you to know that I do talk about this in our weekly live support groups. They're Monday and Wednesday. Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, or Wednesday 11 a.m. Pacific time. So I do go over this in a lot more detail. This is an example of things we talk about: signs, symptoms. How do I know I have an outbreak? What should I look for? What are some prevention methods I should take? What should I do now that I have an outbreak to speed up the healing and slow and to prevent getting another outbreak? So those are a lot of the things that we talk about. So I just want to throw that out there to you if you'd like to join. I will put a link in. Actually, I'll put the link in the chat box now. Oops. If I could spell. Spelling is one of my hard things. It's like a self-conscious thing for me. All right. Welcome if you're just joining. We're moving on to our next question. I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I'm excited for you to be here. So our next question is, can you really have unprotected sex with someone who has herpes and not get it yourself? So I'm assuming that this is a question. So I'm assuming you don't have herpes and your partner does, just based on this question. So most of the time I get questions of, I have herpes, how do I not pass it to my partner? So it's nice for me to get an opposite question is, I don't have herpes, but my partner does. What do I need to do? So can you really have unprotected sex with someone who has herpes and not get it yourself? Yes, absolutely. However, my answer is going to be, it is one of those things. If you are having sex with someone who is infected with herpes and you are not preventing, so in your case, you said have unprotected sex. If you are having protected sex, which means condoms or female condoms, and using an antiviral, then you're really reducing your risk big time. But if you are having unprotected sex with no antivirals and no condoms, then chances are you have a higher chance of getting herpes, of coming down with it due to viral shedding. And that's something I just did a big episode on a couple weeks back, maybe 2 weeks. If you go Google and YouTube, or if you're on lifewithherpes.com, you can look at it. I go into some pretty big details on what viral shedding is and why we are really never 100% protected from getting herpes. Unlike, and I'm going to use another example, chickenpox. Herpes and chickenpox are cousin viruses. Hey, Naomi. Okay, I'll answer your question in a second. So unlike chickenpox, you get chickenpox once, you have sores all over your body, you break out, you're done for the rest of your life. It lies dormant. You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't pop up. It doesn't do anything for you. The way that it sheds its virus, it's called shingles, right? So different from the herpes virus, the virus does shed, which means that you are always contagious. And when it does shed, you're not sure when you are contagious or not. Can you really have unprotected sex? Absolutely. I personally, my husband and I, he does not have herpes. He has not gotten herpes. We do not have protected sex. Yeah, we have unprotected sex. I had to think about that in my mind. And I'm not on an antiviral. So he does not have it. But what I want you to do, and again, this is something I really, really talk about in our weekly group coaching on Mondays and Wednesdays, is there's some ways that you can prevent passing it, and we really go into details. There's really some deep ways that would be, communicating with your partner, getting to know your body, and there's some certain things that you can do that would help prevent it. So that's a really great question, because I get that question a lot. Like, will I pass it? Will I pass it? Will I pass it? So I'm glad you asked that question. All right. I have a chat here. Was I more prone to getting herpes if my birth mother had a curable STD? Was I more? So what as I'm reading this, would it be something like chlamydia or gonorrhea? So would you say, but I'm more prone to getting herpes if my birth mother had a curable STD? No, that has nothing to do with it. Okay, so yes, you're asking like gonorrhea. If she had it while she gave birth to you or while she was pregnant, that there's a lot that happens through birth. I'm not an expert in birth. I have talked to other parents who have talked about, like vaccinating your kid right when they're born, not that, but giving them, flushing them and giving them this and giving them that. And one of the things they give the children when they're born, they flush their eyes, and it's because they don't want, and I think it's gonorrhea, but it could be chlamydia. I can't remember. They don't want it in the eyes if the birth mother has it. We're talking about two different things. We're talking about bacteria and we're talking about a virus. It would just be, it boils down to your immune system and your own immune system. And it boils down to being in contact with someone that has it, that has either an active outbreak or is actively shedding their virus. So no, I would say that if your birth mother had another STD or something else, no, it does not make you more prone to getting herpes. I don't know if that's good news or bad news, but yeah, those are two different things. So that's a really great question. Thanks so much for asking that. I really appreciate that. I've never been asked that question. So I'm glad that you asked that. Thanks, Naomi. How's everybody doing? Everyone good? You can hear me. The music's okay. We're all good? Okay. Let me take a quick sip of my water. Open it. Gosh. Oh. I'm so excited. It's Friday, you guys. I cannot wait. It's Friday. It's beautiful weather where I am. I'm sorry if you don't have beautiful weather. It is like 85 out. I cannot wait to just enjoy the weekend. Next question. I was just not diagnosed and I don't know a thing about herpes. Where do I begin? First of all, I'm sorry you were just diagnosed. I'm really glad you found this community. Like I said earlier, I don't know if you were watching earlier, but I let you know that when I was first diagnosed, I was absolutely devastated. And I really wish that this community would have been here or something like it. Back in 2011, there really wasn't that much going on. And what was going on was pretty slimy. So anyways, welcome to the community. And I'm excited you're here. Obviously not excited that you have herpes. You don't know a thing about herpes. I am totally with you. When I was diagnosed, I'm sure other people that are part of this community were the same thing. Whether you know about herpes or don't know about herpes, you're still in utter shock. I actually did know quite a bit about herpes. I was an STD sexual educator through Planned Parenthood, so I did know about herpes, but as soon as I was diagnosed, it went right out the door. You could go blank. So what I want you to do, let me just make sure I can read the rest of your question. Where do you begin? Okay. Take a deep breath. I'm going to recommend a couple of things. One, take a deep breath. 2, take your antivirals. Okay. 3, if you haven't already, I have the herpes outbreak toolkit. I really, really recommend that. I put that together for this specific situation. I'm going to recommend it to you. I'll put the link here in the chat while I'm talking. And that's everything I brought together about things I wish I had known, over-the-counter remedies, things not to do when you have an outbreak or when it's your first outbreak. But moving past that, what I really, really, really want to recommend that you do is you join this community. If you have not joined this community, go to lifewithherpes.com, join, it's free. Get involved in the Slack group, and then join us for our live group sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm really, really, really going to recommend you do that, especially if you're just diagnosed. And we go over everything from herpes 101, what the heck do I do now that I have this virus, to how do I date, how do I tell my partner, how do I prevent this damn thing, what am I doing next, all of that. And we really, really dive deep. We peel back that onion. Yeah, that's what I'm really, so I guess I recommend a couple things to you. So let me rewind. Number 1, take a deep breath. Number 2, go to lifewithherpes.com. I'm going to put it in here. .com/support group. I already have a outbreak. Where you can get the outbreak toolkit. I'm really going to recommend that. Like I said, it's really a great place to go, especially if you are just diagnosed and you're like, what do? I need information right now. I'm going to recommend that to you, my friend. And like I said, really the best thing is to get involved with a group of people just like you and just like me who have herpes and never, ever, ever, ever thought we would get it. I know I'll be the first one to say I never thought I would get an STD, but look at me, I do. And I can promise you your life will get right back to normal, and it's proven that when you do get a support group and you do meet with people and you do talk about it, you do heal faster. So definitely welcome to the community. I cannot wait to meet you, and thank you. Thank you. Hi, people. I just saw that we had some new people join. To have you. I'm Alexandra Harbushka. Welcome to my living. I'm really excited right now that my flowers match my pillows. If you are into details like me, you'd be very excited about that as well. So I'm pretty excited that my stargazer lilies match my pillows. Anyways, back to herpes. Just a little bit about me and my life. Okay. Here is another question from our audience, and feel free, please add questions. Keep the questions coming while we're online. I would really love to answer them for you or put you in the right direction with some guidance, whether it's specific podcasts, whether it's like with the last question that we got, the break toolkit or getting into some group coaching or things like that. I really want to guide you to the right direction of what I recommend that I wish I would have done when I was first diagnosed. Okay. Ooh, this is a big one. And this is one of my biggest concerns I had when I was first diagnosed. It was, will I be able to date someone who doesn't have herpes, even though I do? Will she ever truly love me? Okay, this is one that I've seen a lot in our private group, our private Life with Herpes group. If you want to join, go to lifewithherpes.com. You can sign up. Yeah, so will I be able to date someone who doesn't have herpes? Yes, is your answer. This kind of goes back to the question we had earlier. Can I really have unprotected sex with them and not pass it? It goes back to that really concern of I have something and how do I move forward? Because this person's going to judge me is one thing we think in our head. The other thing that it puts up this wall is, well, no one's ever going to love me because I'm now tainted or dirty or dark or used goods or whatever, which is all bullshit. So yes, you will be able to date someone again. Will you be able to date someone that doesn't have herpes? Yes, absolutely. In my personal case, after the guy I dated, who had herpes, he and I had herpes. We broke up. I moved on, and I was able to date and have sex with my boyfriends. Yeah, my boyfriends. That did not have herpes. So yes, absolutely. I was, will they ever truly love you for who you are? Yes, absolutely. I can't speak about it. Thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. I can't speak for my ex-boyfriend, but I can speak for my husband. And I know that if he were here right now, he would tell you that he doesn't give a shit. It doesn't cross his mind. He doesn't worry. He doesn't care. He loves me. Does he want to get the virus? No. Right? Does he want it? No, not really. But is it anything that's going to keep him from loving me or wanting to have sex with me or spending his life with me? Absolutely not. I hope that answers your question. I know there's probably that one question goes to like 25 more questions, but then goes to another 25 questions, and it really digs down to the root of what happens is whatever our reason is for not getting that job or finding that person that loves us or making the income we want or living where we want to live or accomplishing our dreams or shooting for the stars or whatever it is, we create a barrier and we create a scapegoat. In this particular situation, I've totally been there. We are using herpes as our scapegoat. So what I'd really like to do, excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. What I'd really like to do is boil it down and help you through that, and really weed out what's going on and get that out of the way so that you can go up to someone and be like, yeah, I have herpes. No big deal. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Again, to get back to what I really recommend for you, is join our support group. Join our weekly calls Monday and Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Pacific on Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific on Wednesdays. I would have to get those times off the top of my head to tell you what they are for other times, but they are available. I do put them in the description below, so you can definitely join that. I'd recommend that for you to really diving deep and learning some of the reasons that hold us back, some of the reasons that we get scared, some of the reasons that we allow this virus to control our life. But what I can tell you from my personal experience and from other experience of people in my life who have genital herpes, personal friends of mine, who are either married to someone who has herpes or they themselves have herpes, it doesn't get in the way. However, it does take a while to get there. So I would like to, oops, I didn't mean to mute that. So I would like to let you know that. Right now, I'm kind of wrapping it up and coming to a close. These are the questions that came in, just checking my email because I wanted to make sure it wasn't a question. These are questions that came in through our Slack group, through our email the other day. So I just want to let you know if you have any other questions, to let me know. I would love to answer them right now. If you don't have any questions, or you're nervous to chat or whatever, then save them, or you can direct message me personally or whatever, and we can talk about it next week or whatever. But yeah, now I'm lost. Where was I? Yeah, so that's kind of coming to the end for this Friday. Let me know if this is something you want me to keep up. I'm absolutely loving doing it. It is my pleasure to be here. Like I said, other resources, very, very, very affordable. I want to make sure everything's affordable for everybody, because I know what it's like when you're in that, oh my gosh mode. I just want to make sure that everybody can afford it. Other than that, I am going to end for today. Unless our new friends that just joined, do you have any questions while you're here? I would love to answer them in the last couple of minutes, but I lost a friend. Someone left. Bye, friend. Anyways, yeah, again, I'd love to answer the questions you have. And that new friend, you're back. You're back. New friend. If there's any last minute questions, I'd love to answer them for you. If not, save them, submit them. I will have resources for you below how to submit them. You can, if you're a member of the community, you can submit them in the Slack group, or you can reach out to me directly. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. It is Easter weekend. If you do celebrate Easter, I do believe. Enjoy with your family. Enjoy the honey baked ham or the lamb chops, or whatever it is that you like to do, your Easter egg hunt, your whatever your family traditions is, enjoy. If not, I also hope you have a really beautiful weekend with your family and loved ones, and are filled with gratitude, life, and love. Like I said, I'm so grateful to be here, and I am so grateful to be able to be providing this to you on such a broad, throughout the world, right? I'm sitting in my living room, and I don't know where you are in the world, but it's amazing. So have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless. Thank you for being here. Go to lifewithherpes.com for more information, and I will see you all next week. Bye, my friends. Bye. I'm ready for Friday night.